Welcome to Nerdindex. Today we're reviewing Solo Leveling Season 2. This season felt way more compelling than the first, and I found myself wanting to stay up all night just to finish it, but you talked me down from that cliff.
Sleep has to happen sometimes. But speaking of Season 1, there was a masterful 1-minute recap of the season at the start of this season that I wish more shows would do when there has been gaps between the seasons to give us the needed information to ground us in the context we need going into the new season.
I remember feeling there wasn't enough grounding me as a viewer in Season 1, and Jinwoo's physical transformations didn't help with that by throwing me off from being able to connect with him. But this season had very gripping fights and emotional sway.
Probably had the best fight sequence of the season, possibly the year, but we'll have to see how it turns out, and none of these fights really wasted your time or dragged on like some other shows. The Foley and sound design for this show was also on point. Allowing for viewers to really feel the hype of each moment.
Even though Jinwoo was very overpowered, they still found a way to scale enemies against him where you were legitimately questioning how a fight would actually pan out. And all of the Arise acquisitions we got have left us with an incredibly stacked team. I was actually shocked by Iron because it hadn't occurred to me that he could take a soul or a shadow from a fellow hunter.
The conversion of Iron was a really pivotal moment for the show.
Who was your favorite shadow that we brought in this season?
I think my favorite one was probably the healer. Even before being a shadow, he was a really cool character with his ability. Maybe I just like the visuals of a character opening a book to use their powers.
They're going to have to make a new rank above S after this, though, because Jinwoo and the foreign hunters that we've glimpsed are on a whole other level. Aside from him wanting to start his own guild, I wish that we'd been given a little bit more indication of what his next goal is now that we've lost the driving force behind his motivation for the first 2 seasons.
Hopefully we get to find out what is going on with his dad and the other things around him.
Yeah, I can only assume that he's going to end up fighting the 2 guys that we saw that were like opening their own gates or something to move around, but how they would cross paths is still hard to imagine, and of course I want to know more about what's going on with his dad. I'm also kind of surprised that we didn't really make progress on the relationship that I've seen spoilers for from the source material. Cha is at least aware of him now, but they're still just barely orbiting each other. I guess it's better to say that she's very aware of him, but he kind of is just like, okay, I saved her, great, I'm moving on now.
Very aware.
I just hope the rumors about Season 3 being released in 2028 due to the speculation about the director's schedule aren't true, because this season was a phenomenal 9 out of 10.